Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all doing well. So, the Glazers could be out of here very, very soon. And we hear it could be before the end of the season. That's according to a report from the BBC. And also, a departure that we don't want to see at Old Trafford is Bruno Fernandes. And Bruno Fernandes is being linked with a move to Real Madrid. Oh my God, please, no. Don't do that to us, whatever happens. But yeah, that's some of the latest Manchester United news. We've also got talk on Cody Gakpo as well. And we'll be getting stuck into all those stories here on the channel. Before we do get stuck in though, do me a favour. Hit that subscribe button down there. Help us hit 150,000 subs. And on everything we discussed today, get your thoughts in those comments below. And make sure you're hitting that like button. Remember, we've got loads to get stuck into. So let's get stuck into it right now. And as I said, the BBC at this moment in time are saying Manchester United's sale could be completed this season. Now, if you would have told me at the start of this season that by the time this season's out, by the time May swings around, the Glazers will be gone, I would have called you a liar. It seems too good to be true, but we are heading to a position where that could actually be the case. Now, I don't want to get carried away, and I understand that these things can take a while. It's a multi-billion-pound deal. It's not going to happen overnight. Nevertheless, BBC say Manchester United could have new owners by the end of the season. You'd imagine as well, any new owner would want to come in and have the summer to kind of, get their feet under the table. It says the Glazer family who bought United in 2005 revealed last week they were exploring strategic alternatives for the club, one of which was selling it. No timescale has been put on the process, which is not subject to the same tight restrictions as those around the sale of Chelsea in the summer. BBC Sport though understands if the Glazers sell, which is not certain, a deal is likely to be done by the spring. The Glazers purchased United in a controversial £790 million leverage buyout in May 2005. The club have since spent more than £1 billion on interest and loan payments, plus share dividends, the majority of which have gone to the American family. It goes on to explain about the protests and all those kind of things. And obviously, the main story in that is they could be gone before the end of the season, although that isn't certain. Now, I'd imagine there'll be a whole host of names lining up to buy Manchester United. We've already heard about a number of them. I think the Apple one has seemed not too serious, and Apple aren't actually interested in United, but nevertheless, you will have a lot of people interested in buying the club. You're hearing about all sorts of different wealthy people from Dubai, from various different places. You've got Sir Jim Ratcliffe getting involved. So, this could explode and become a bidding war, but one which hopefully sees the end of the Glazers at Manchester United and owners that ultimately are taking more out than they're putting in. Look, we understand that business is business and people are going to want to make money, but Manchester United have been used as a source to make money, and the football side has been completely neglected. The Glazers don't care about any of that, and we should have been in a position to be competing with the likes of Manchester City, with the likes of PSG. We should be able to compete with them without the need for a state owner or a sugar daddy, as it seems. So yeah, hopefully those guys are gone before the end of the season. We also hear as well Bruno Fernandes is being linked with a move to Real Madrid. Now, Sport Witness, thank you to them, have translated the article from Record. And the article says the midfielder feels satisfied and complete at Manchester United, but doesn't close the door to a step forward in his career, even though he's focused on other objectives now. And the bonus for Manchester United is we've got him signed to a contract to 2026 with the option for an extra year. So that's a decent contract, you know what I mean? We've got him locked into that. But you don't want to hear about Real Madrid sniffing around your players. When it's other clubs, you kind of think, oh yeah, whatever. But when Real Madrid, come along, we've seen them take so many players from Manchester United in the past. The good thing for me is you kind of feel like Bruno Fernandes has a good connection with the club, has a good connection with the fans. He's got here, he's not won a trophy yet. You'd like to think hopefully he'd want to tick those boxes off and do those things at Manchester United before he'd consider leaving. Now, I'm under no illusions that Bruno Fernandes would want to end. Like, players, especially from the continent, they don't always see the Premier League as the place that they want to end their careers, you know what I mean? So wouldn't be surprised if down the line mood, but I don't imagine this will be happening anytime soon, and I think he'll be fully committed, as the article alludes to winning things with Manchester United before anything like that happens. And hopefully it's sooner rather than later for us winning trophies, not him leaving. I don't want him to leave. I love Bruno Fernandes, putting in great form in at the World Cup as well, with plenty of goals and assists. He's really doing well, and long may it continue. Someone else that's doing well at the World Cup is Gakpo. 3 goals for him. And there's been reports that Manchester United have reached an agreement in principle with his agents to make the signing. No agreement with PSV Eindhoven yet, but the talk is they want 50 million euros, which is around 43 million pounds, which could possibly see him join Manchester United in January. Now, after the financial reports that came out, and when you hear the Glazers possibly want to sell, I'm not too optimistic in us having loads of business in January, or any business. I'm not really optimistic of it, but we have let Cristiano Ronaldo go, and the club is a more, you know, people will be more interested in buying Manchester United if we're in the Champions League. So it's in their interests to be able to try and get Champions League football as well, which obviously signing another player that can deliver goals and assists. When you look at the numbers that he's putting up, you know, double figures for goals and assists in the league season, then he's getting goals and assists in the World Cup. He's on fire at the moment. He looks like a natural finisher. He can play along the front three. And when you add that to the combinations that we can have with the likes of Rashford, Martial, Sancho, Garnacho, etc., he'd be a good addition to the squad. We still probably need another out-and-out striker, but I imagine that's not going to happen until the summer. And you hope, you know, who knows who's going to own us by that point. But Gakpo, I'd really like to see this happen in January. Bring someone in, he's young, and when you look at Ten Hag's track record with signings so far, they've all, you know, paid off. They've all improved the squad. All right, it's not been that long, but nevertheless, they have made an immediate improvement, and the squad is moving in the right direction. So you should trust him with funds as well. And £43 million, I think, is a snip, really, in this market. Anyway, let us know your thoughts on everything we discussed today. Bruno Fernandes, Gakpo, what are your thoughts on that? And also, the Glazers could be gone by January. Please, not January, sorry. That's before the end of the season, sorry. The transfer window is in January. Yeah, so please, man, I hope they're gone. I really do. I just don't want to get my hopes up, because it still feels a little bit surreal. Will they really do one? Who knows? Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Keep it like, comment, share, and subscribe. And of course, oh yeah, don't forget, we've got an event as well. Paddock are in Dublin on the 30th of December. Head over to Paddock for the link and that. And yeah, see you over there if you want to come. We'll be there with Brian McClare. Anyway, see you in a bit.